time for Angel Spring Training Baseball this afternoon from Goodyear Park in Goodyear, Arizona. Angels get ready to take on the Cincinnati Reds. It's a beautiful day today here in the Valley. Bright sunshine as the Angels open up a couple-game road trip. Both of the games will be here at this ballpark. Angels will be back here tomorrow to take on the Cleveland Indians. But today, Angels and the Reds get ready to square off for the second time in just 3 days. Terry Smith along with Mark Gubicza. Our pleasure to be with you here for Angels baseball. A couple of things. Let's get into it right away. We've gotten news about Albert Pujols. He is going to start the Angels game in all likelihood on Friday, barring anything between now and then. And the Angels are excited to have him back, maybe a little ahead of the time schedule.
Well, yeah, the talk was he going to be ready for the opening game. So far, everything looks great. Running again today. It's going to be unbelievable to have Albert back in that lineup coming up on Friday.
So he'll be in against the Padres when the Angels play them on Friday in Tempe. Today, we're going to see Ricky Nolasco on the mound for the Angels. Did a nice job in his first start. This will be his second one this spring. And Mark, he's a guy that in an Angel uniform, he seems to have it back on track.
Yeah, Terry, Ricky did not lose that number. That number one, that fastball, sinking fastball was so effective for him wearing that Angel uniform. Kept that sinker down in the strike zone. Got a lot more ground ball, quick outs, and that's a big thing for him. When you think about it, 18 home runs allowed in a little over 124 innings pitched with Minnesota, but only 8 in 73 innings allowed with the Angels. Well, reason why? Getting that sinker down, that late movement. Fastball, you think, because he threw a lot of four-seamers before, but he kept that down in the strike zone so well, got so many easy outs, and allowed him to pitch deep into games. When you look at some of the numbers, especially his last 6 starts, ERA 1.47, averaging 7 2/3 innings pitched. That's up almost 2 innings per start more with the Angels in his last 6 starts. And look at the pitches thrown per inning, down 3 because of that 2-seam fastball, sinker, slider combination was very effective for Nolasco.
Well, we'll see if he can keep it going here today. Let's move to the offense. The Angels will have some newcomers, obviously, this season in the starting lineup. We'll see some of them today. Most of the regulars are here today.
Yeah, Terry, some dynamic new players on this Angel lineup right now, all in display here today. Danny Espinosa, we know what he can do with the glove, but also he can swing the bat well. 24 home runs last year, hit the ball the other way, switch hitter, do so many things, be able to create runs and save runs for the Angels playing second base. And then you got Cameron Maybin with that great speed, hit well over 300 last year, but also hit an incredible base runner, reads the ball well here as far as a double steal. Espinosa gets caught in the rundown, but the run scores. Great job by Maybin. Is a guy that can steal you a lot of bases. And speaking of stealing a lot of bases, Ben Revere, when you think about 49 stolen bases back in 2014, the guy that can do so many things with those wheels. Great defender out there in the outfield also. So you got speed, defense element. All 3 of these players here can save a lot of runs, but also can score a lot of runs for you. So it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to watch these 3 play today.
Well, the Angels certainly counting on that trio to impact the 2017 season. One guy that we have seen a lot of the last few springs, and he's from the Valley, and that's C.J. Cron. He's already second so far this spring as far as at-bats for the Angels, and he has always hit well here in the Cactus League.
There, you're exactly right. He gets a lot of at-bats in spring training. I'll tell you what, he does a lot of really good things with those at-bats here down in Arizona. He has the ability to drive the ball out. When you try to sneak something on the inner part of the plate, still great power to left center field, and those numbers speak for itself. 16 home runs last year. But I tell you, one of the best at bats I've seen is when he goes the other way. That's important because he will be a doubles machine. He'll hit a share of home runs, but when he's driving the ball gap to gap, especially when it's the lower part of the strike zone, staying back on the baseball, he can put up some impressive numbers for the Angels. They're going to need that extra power in the lineup here for the Angels.
C.J. Cron always seems to play well here, as we mentioned, in the Cactus League. The Angels will send Ricky Nolasco to the mound. The starting pitcher today for the Reds is Amir Garrett. He was born in Victorville and a pretty good basketball player, we hear.
Yeah, St. John's and eventually over to Cal State Northridge. Very good arm, too.
All right, that is our pitching matchup. The Angels and the Cincinnati Reds are just moments away as we get ready for Cactus League baseball. We will have the starting lineups and the start of today's game. It's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
perfect day for baseball here in Goodyear, Arizona. There you have your MVP doing what he does best, always taking time to sign for the fans. The Angels are getting ready to take on the Cincinnati Reds for their second time in 3 days. Welcome inside Goodyear Park. I'm Alex Curry. Now, the Angels started off their Cactus League winning 7 straight games, then dropped their last 3. But they're coming off their first of 2 off days this spring. So coming off the off day, now with most of the regulars back in the lineup, they're looking to get back on track. So let's take a look at Mike Scioscia's starting lineup for your Angels this afternoon. Leading off at third base, number 0, Yunel Escobar. Batting second in right field, number 56, Cole Calhoun. Batting third in center field, your MVP, number 27, Mike Trout. Batting cleanup and DHing this afternoon, number 9, Cameron Maybin, who's back in the lineup after missing a few games with right shoulder fatigue. Batting fifth at second base, Danny Espinoza. Batting sixth at first base, number 24, CJ Cron. Batting seventh in left field, Ben Revere. Batting eighth behind the plate, Carlos Perez. Batting ninth at shortstop, number 7, Cliff Pennington. And making his second start this spring, Ricky Nolasco, now heading over to the Reds starting lineup. Leading off at shortstop, number 9, Jose Peraza. Batting second at second base, Hernan Iribarren. Batting third in center field, Scott Schebler. Batting cleanup in right field, Patrick Kivlahan. Batting fifth at first base, Ryan Rayburn. Batting sixth in left field, Jesse Winker. Batting seventh, DHing, Dulcin Herrera. Batting eighth behind the plate, Rob Brantley. Batting ninth at third base, Tony Renda. And on the plate, Amir Garrett. Let's send it upstairs for the call with Terry Smith.
And we'd like to welcome our viewers on the broadcast today on Fox Sports West. Terry Smith and Mark Gubasa with you as we are just getting set for baseball. On the mound for the Cincinnati Reds is a young left-hander. His name is Amir Garrett. He was born in Victorville, although kind of grew up in Nevada, in Henderson, Nevada, not too far away from Las Vegas. And Mark, we talked about him a little bit on the TV side earlier, but a guy that was a pretty good basketball player.
Yeah, St. John's eventually transferred over to Cal State Northridge. Basketball player, good fastball from the left side. He'll throw around 91 to 94, even 95 miles an hour slider, changeup. A guy that they're really high on. They anticipate him being part of this rotation. Very much looking forward to seeing him go out there and throw. We know he can play some basketball. We'll see how he is on the mound here today.
All right, he is about ready to complete his warm-up tosses, and he's already had 2 starts for the Reds this spring, so today is third. He'll throw a fastball, top out around 95, as a good slider and a changeup. And last year, between AA and AAA in the Reds system, he had a 7-8 record with a very good ERA, 2.55. His ERA so far this spring for Cincinnati is 1.93, and he's clearly one of the top pitching prospects, maybe 1 or 2 right now in the Red system. And as Mark mentioned, certainly bidding for a spot in their starting rotation. So we are just about ready to go. Yunel Escobar will lead things off for the Angels. Angels had a day off yesterday coming to this ball game, 7-3 in the Cactus League. The Reds have a record of 5-6. And ready to work is Garrett. Here's the game's first pitch, and it's chopped right to second. Handled cleanly by the second baseman, Iribarren, and his throw will easily get Escobar. 1 pitch, 1 quick out. We're underway, and Cole Calhoun will be the next batter.
Well, you can see when Garrett throws the baseball, it's a firm fastball, a little bit of a recoil as he delivers it, but he's definitely firm with good movement on his fastball.
So Calhoun, the batter. It's the perfect time and temperature for some Major League Vino. Bring in Madalena Cabernet or Madalena Chardonnay for the win. It's found at Angel Stadium and your favorite retailer. Our game time temperature today, 77 degrees, and the first pitch right on the scheduled start time at 12:05 Pacific time. First delivery, pitch that was taken for a ball by Cole Calhoun. The next one, he slices foul down the left side. That's going to go back and out of play.
Pretty good challenge early on for Cole when you're facing a lefty that's throwing as firm as Garrett is throwing, and you're still trying to get your timing together.
They do have a shift on with Calhoun at the plate. Cole's hitting .385 so far here in the Cactus League. 5 for 13 as a homer, 4 RBIs, and takes that one for a strike. He's one of the 2 left-handed batters in the lineup against this young lefty, Amir Garrett. Counts a ball and 2 strikes. Mike Trout is on deck. Some of the Angels regulars playing their first road game here in the Cactus League. And I would think the roster tomorrow is going to be a little bit different when we're here against the Indians.
It certainly helped out having the off day yesterday that some of the regulars would be here today.
Yep. Counts 2-2 on Cole Calhoun. Next delivery. He chops this one sharply, but right at the first baseman. That's Ryan Rayburn stopping that one and easily beating Calhoun to the bag. Unassisted play. Out number 2. Mike Trout will be the hitter. The top of the first inning. It's being brought to you by Rennick Subaru. For Subaru, don't forget the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Think Rennick first. Rennick, R-E-N-I-C-K, Subaru.com. So here's Trout. Like I said, just 9 at-bats so far here in the Cactus League with 2 hits, 4 walks. And the first pitch on Trout taking a strike, 0-1 the count. Here's the next delivery, and that's a little pop on the right side, just out of the reach of the second baseman. It falls in a very shallow right field. It's a broken bat, bloop, opposite field, hit for Trout. He's on with 2 outs, and Maben the next batter.
He was able to run that one right in on his hands. And Trout's strong enough to somehow find that ball into the outfield. You see how the ball is inside part of the plate. And a timing mechanism for a hitter, especially when you're seeing a young pitcher with that firm fastball like this. Trout was able to at least get enough on the baseball to get into the outfield for a single.
From a distance, when you look out there at the mound and see Amir Garrett, he's kind of built along the same lines as former Reds reliever Aroldis Chapman.
Even the way he throws, I keep thinking that's the same thing.
Yeah. A lot of the same mannerisms. There's a toss over to first base. Trout is back safely.
Part of that St. John's basketball team that went to the NIT. So he's successful playing basketball also.
Here's the next pitch, and that fastball is right in there, taken by Maben for a strike. He's yet to get a hit so far this spring. He has driven in a run 0 for 9. Maben a year ago hit .315 with the Detroit Tigers. Angels got him in a deal during the offseason. There's a pitch, it's low. And so the count level, it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really had a good year for the Tigers last year when you think about it. 23 extra base hits in this 94 games he played in.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is fouled back to the screen. Good thing that screen was there.
That was tracking his territory.
It has a little bit of height to it. Otherwise, it maybe was headed right our way.
I knew you had it covered up.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little or no breeze to speak of. Just a fair crowd here today. Nothing too big by any stretch. And the pitch. And boy, that was a close pitch to take. And taking it is Maben for a ball. 2-2.
He's trying to look at Trout to see what type of a lead. He's not reading Garrett real well. He's going back to the base. And Trout trying to read him, maybe get a bigger jump.
Here's the next delivery. Maben with a drive into center field, but a routine play. That's Schebler out there. He'll squeeze it, and the inning is over. Angels had a 2-out hit from Trout, and that was it here in the top of the first. Bottom of the inning coming up. No score in Goodyear on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. On the mound for the Angels, having completed his warm-up tosses and getting ready for his second start this spring, is Ricky Nolasco. He'll face Peraza, Iribarren, and Schebler. So we are just about ready to get the bottom half of the first inning underway. Right-hander against right-hander. Peraza is having a good spring for the Reds. He's 9 for 20. And he goes after the first pitch and fouls that one back. He's a pretty good young player. He was in 72 games last year for the Reds and hit over 320 with 21 stolen bases. And I don't know that they'll miss Brandon Phillips to some degree, especially in that clubhouse. But this is a guy that's going to take over for him at second base. And here's a little pop into shallow right field, and coming in, making the grab on that one, is Cole Calhoun. Easy out, one away.
Yeah, you can see he's very aggressive at the plate. That's a good read off the bat by Cole. It was a kind of a shallow fly ball to right field, but he read it off the bat, was able to come in. Remember last year, a little more shallow in right field to be able to come in and get those baseballs, and still comfortable going back for Cole, to Gold Glove winner back in 2015 as far as right fielders in the American League.
Iribarren is the batter. Hernan Iribarren, second baseman. And the pitch on its way. He takes that one for a ball. Here's the next pitch, and that one is low. Or is it? No, that one is going to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peraza, who popped out to Cole Calhoun, playing short today. Zach Cozart's a regular shortstop, and Peraza figures to be the second baseman. But today it's Iribarren at second with Peraza at short.
You notice on that throw from Nolasco, a little bit too quick on a break ball. Again, that's the pitch. Your secondary pitches, they take a little bit more time, better feel for him as spring training progresses.
Here's the next pitch. It's grounded sharply but foul on the right side.
And we talked a lot about that in the opening, and how well he threw in the month of September for the Angels. And Nolasco, a lot of really came about because of that two-seamer, that sinking fastball. He threw nearly 32% of his pitches were sinkers last year, especially in that good run he had with the Angels.
Here's the 2-2, and this one is a chopper hit right to short. Pennington is playing there today. His throw to Crone in plenty of time. There's a ground ball out. 2 up, 2 away. And here is Scott Schebler. Speaking of Nolasco and the Angels starting pitchers, we found out today that J.C. Ramirez is going to start the game Friday when the Angels are back in Tempe to take on the Padres, and we expect Albert Pujols to be in the lineup for the Angels in that ball game. But that would have been Tyler Skagg's spot to pitch on Friday, and the Angels have decided to push him back a little bit right now because of some minor shoulder concerns.
Yeah, what the Angels have been able to do so far in spring, and they're going to carry into the season, what they're going to do after every time a pitcher throws a game, they're going to test the strength in that shoulder and elbow area just to see what they need to do to make sure that doesn't turn into something more serious after each and every start.
Yeah, it's kind of a new preventative type of situation that the Angels are implementing this season for the first time. Here's the pitch. This is grounded sharply, but right to first. Crone stops it and easily gets to the bag in time. Strong inning for Nolasco as he sets him down 1-2-3. So the second inning is coming up in Goodyear with no score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. to the second inning. No score. Angels and the Cincinnati Reds. These two teams squared up just a couple days ago at the Tempe Diablo Stadium, and Reds beat the Angels in that game 11-3. Angels have allowed some runs here the last 3 games in Cactus League play. 34 runs scored by the opposition. First delivery, it's in there on Danny Espinosa as he leads off inning number 2. And the next pitch, Espinosa taking that one, missed. 1-1 the count. Espinosa is a switch hitter, so he bats from the right side against this lefty. Garrett ready, and the pitch, cut and a miss. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Espinosa's had 1 hit so far and 11 times at bat this spring, hitting .091.
Much better batting average from the right side as compared to the left side for Espinosa.
And there he cuts at that one and misses it. Struck him out. So Garrett has his first strikeout. And this copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of today's game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Here's C.J. Cron. Cron has 7 hits so far this spring and hitting over .360 as he takes that one for a called strike.
That high strike zone being established early on here. You know, there was talk about that last year towards the end of the season. The higher strike being called, lower strike not necessarily being called as much.
Here's a cut and a miss. So the count moves to 0-2 on Cron with Revere waiting on deck. The Reds do not have too many of their regulars in this lineup. There's a high fastball that misses. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Want to get a good view of the mechanics for Garrett. Very smooth. It starts on the third base side of the pitching rubber. Unusual for left-handers, usually favor the right side of the pitching rubber.
Here's a little bouncer back to the mound, fumbled by the pitcher Garrett. Then he throws one wildly by the first baseman Rayburn, and easily moving up to second base on that one will be Cron. Boy, that was almost like 2 errors on 1 play right there.
Yeah, one of those ones is it's almost too easy after fielding all those ground balls during spring training here, where pitchers fielding their position, ground ball after ground ball, an easy play, but Garrett on the follow-through is in perfect position to be able to field it. Kind of took his eye off the baseball as he tried to turn his body to make the throw. Not only did not field it, but also threw it away.
Yeah. So the Angels get a gift right there. 2-base error. And in scoring position now, Cron. Revere is the batter. Ben Revere hitting .385 so far this spring. Lefty-lefty matchup on the Angels left fielder, and the first pitch right in there, called strike. Well, no doubt Amir Garrett is a very good athlete, 2-sport athlete. He's set, and the next pitch, and that's in there for a strike.
Well, you can certainly hear the pop of the glove when he releases the baseball. You see why Cincinnati is so high on him as far as being part of the rotation for a lot of years to come.
Reds, a team that finished in the cellar last year in the NL Central. There's one a little bit low, and they've been in last place the last 2 years in that National League Central.
Pretty tough division, especially when you have the world champs in that division, the Chicago Cubs.
Yep. Cardinals are good. Pirates have a good club.
Milwaukee has a lot of real good young players. They're going to be pretty good very soon.
Here's the next delivery. It's bounced by the mound and through into center field. Cron is going to be held at third base as the throw comes in from Schebler. But that's a base hit for Revere right up the middle, and the Angels have something brewing here with runners at first and third, 1 out for the catcher Carlos Perez.
Real solid approach by Revere, going right back up the middle against Garrett. Stayed back on the wells, not intimidate, stayed back, lines it, big part of the field. Another base hit for Revere.
Yeah, Revere's really looked good at the plate so far this spring, and of course last year he hit .217, but you know he's such a better hitter than that, and he battled injury issues going all the way back to opening day last year.
Yeah, I mentioned those numbers he had back in 2014 for the Phillies, but he had 306 with 49 stolen bases. So the offensive talent is there. We know what he can do with the glove and his ability to run. He also can hit well.
So here is Carlos Perez. And the first pitch, he hits one sharply, a foul ball over on that left side.
Ron Renicky working on his skills to get out of the way of a ground ball right at him.
Yep. So 0-1 to count on Carlos Perez. Cliff Pennington is waiting on deck.
He does have a good, quick move. His best move so far, it is a move. We always talk about that as different type of moves for pitchers, is that quick step off and throw over before he even gets into set position.
Revere had to get back and just barely did. He has a good sized lead over there at first. Here's the next pitch, and there's a bunt, and it's popped up foul. The catcher out of the batter's circle. Brantley will make the catch on that one, not too far away from the Angels dugout. So the Angels tried to squeeze one in right there, but it didn't work. Perez is a good bunter, but that was not a good bunt attempt this time around. That's the second out.
It was elevated enough. Right around belt high, was unable to get it down, and kind of when you try to bunt, you just try to keep a level bat and just kind of turn the bat where you want to put it on the field, and at that point it's more of a safety type squeeze. You just want to put that ball on the ground on the right side of the infield, but got underneath it and popped it up.
So now 2 outs in the inning, still runners at the corners. Pennington the batter, first pitch taken in there, called strike. Pennington's been playing a lot this spring with Simmons playing in the World Baseball Classic. Edgerton had a couple hits the other day for the Netherlands.
Yeah, I think they won their game. They advanced to the second round.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, and that is on the outside part of the plate, but a little bit low. 1-1. Infield backed up with 2 outs. There goes Revere. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second. Late, breaking for the plate and coming in and scoring on that one from third is Crone. Well, we saw the Angels do that the other day. Execute a double steal and steal home and have a 1-0 lead.
Well, they've done that very well, and it's all about timing too, and especially when you can run like Ben Revere, straight steal to second base, and as soon as that throw came into the bag, C.J. Crone was able to break home. But Revere had a real good jump. Even though Garrett is quick to the plate, they thought they might have had a chance of throwing him out, but he's able to slide in there and avoid the tag, steals a base, and Crone steals home.
So the Angels score first today, and there's a hard hit ground ball foul on the third base side.
This is a real good read and jump. Again, we were talking about it early on. Both Mike Trout and Ben Revere were not reading Garrett real well as far as getting that timing to try to steal a base. But at that particular point, as soon as that movement towards home, read the front foot, was able to steal second.
There's the pitch. That's lined into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Revere will be waved home. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to be close. The ball skips away from Brantley, the catcher. Revere scores. And moving up to second base will be Pennington, who gets the RBI hit. It's 2-0 Angels.
It's one of those tough errors on an outfield. A real good throw to the plate. But the baseball arrives right at home plate with Brantley as Ben Revere slides in. But a good piece of hitting once again for Cliff Pennington. Brings his hands inside the baseball and not falling there to get into left field. And Revere cut that corner very well, and Ron Renicky, always aggressive at third, sends him home. Probably would have been out if he's able to catch it. Unable to do so, taking that aggressive approach, scored a second run.
So the Angels very aggressive on the bases here in the early going. And here's Escobar batting. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, that smile that Mike Scioscia always gives us, Terry, when we talk about the aggressive base running, he loves to talk about it. He was talking about it with reporters today about how well they've done as far as the double steals like we just saw a few minutes ago. But this aggressive It's that angle you take too. You could go first to third, but it's the angle you take to cut that distance going around the short part of the base, the corner of the base, be able to go and advance to that next one.
On the play where the Angels scored the second run on Pennington's RBI hit, even though the ball got away at home plate, they'll say that Pennington moved up to second on the throw, so there was no error on that play. There's a pitch that misses inside. And so the count goes to 2-1 strike on Yunel Escobar. Angels have certainly forced the issue here in this inning. Garrett is ready, and the next pitch, the Reds lefty delivers. It's fouled off on the right side, out of play.
That mistake by Garrett on the mound on a routine play by C.J. Cron set this whole thing up. Ben Rivera good at bat himself, and then aggressive base running. Ends up scoring 2 runs because of it. And this is the one thing for a young pitcher. You're trying to make sure this doesn't end up being one of those innings where you give up a bunch of runs because of a mistake you made. You want to be able to take a deep breath and just get back to what you were doing like you did in the first inning, or even the first couple batters, even to this inning for the youngster.
Here's the next pitch, and that's low and outside. So it's a full count on Escobar. Pennington, the 2-out base runner at second, RBI hit for him in the inning. And here's the next pitch. That's a pitch that is low. It got away from the catcher Brantley, so heading to first base will be Escobar. And the Angels have him at the corners now. Wild pitch moving Pennington over to third base. So the batter is Cole Calhoun. Garrett having a little trouble closing out this inning. And again, the throwing error he had big here in this inning. The ball up the bat at Cron's bat. Runs of the inning are unearned. Angels still trying to get more with 2 outs. Pitch on Cole Calhoun, and he hits a ball well in the left center field. That ball is hit deep out there, and it's off the fence. Angels have scored 1, another being waved home. 2 more are in. At second base with an opposite field 2-run double is Cole Calhoun, and the Angels have doubled up Cincinnati. It's 4-0.
I mean, that's the type of swing Dave Hansen, hitting coach for the Angels, is absolutely loves from Cole Calhoun. We know his power. He'll hit a lot of his home runs to right field, right center field, but staying back on a firm fastball like this and driving the ball with authority to left center field against a tough lefty. Perfect swing from Cole Calhoun, picking up a double. Again, always aggressive early. Good numbers for Cole when he puts the ball in play to his first couple pitches of an at-bat.
Mac Jenkins, who is the pitching coach for the Reds, is out there to try and settle down Garrett. And you kind of wonder if he's still thinking back to that easy bouncer back to the mound by the second batter in the inning.
It happens to young pitchers, veteran pitchers. Those routine plays you've practiced on every single day in spring training here. You can't get an easier play for him, but he had plenty of time to get himself gathered and throw the first. He throws it away, and all of a sudden a lot of extra pitches thrown too in this inning by Garrett.
Here's Trout batting, and he hits a ball well in the right center field. Chasing is the right fielder. The ball's over the head of Kivlahan. Coming in and scoring is Cole Calhoun. Trout will go to third. Dives in safely with an RBI triple. It's 5-0 Angels. Trout's 2 for 2 already in just 2 innings.
Boy, another really good swing for Mike Trout, too. And right out of the batter's box, you can tell he was thinking triple, because that ball was scalded to right center field. Stayed back, drove it well the other way, but he was thinking triple, never slowed down. Again, Trout, when you watch as a base runner, if you're a youngster, Mike Trout runs the bases about as well as anybody as far as cutting down the angle, cutting down the distance. And this ball is hit extremely hard to right center field. A good fastball that was down, but Trout loves pitches in the lower part of the strike zone. Picks up his second triple of the season.
Maven is the batter. And he is the 9th hitter here in this inning. Angels have scored 5 in the inning and lead at 5-0. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. They've been flied out to center his first time up. 41 pitches already here today for Garrett, the lefty, and here's a chopper hit right to the first baseman. Rayburn will field and go to the bag, and that's how the inning will end. But 9 bat, 5 score, and as we go to the bottom of the second, 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. I want to remind Angel fans, long live the hard-working, the proud, the tenacious, and long live the trucks that are as dependable as the people that drive them. Right now, get a great deal during the Ram Truck Month. So the Angels up 5-0 as the Reds bat here in the bottom of the second, and the first pitch from Ricky Nolasco, that one missed for ball 1 as he is facing the right fielder Patrick Kivlahan. Nolasco with a big cushion to work with. Next pitch, and that's in there. All 5 of those runs the Angels scored were unearned in the top of the inning. Here's the next pitch. Nolasco working fast out there, misses high and inside.
So far he's had a feel for his 4-seam and 2-seam fastball, but not necessarily for his breaking ball for Ricky at this point. But again, it's a feel pitch that you progress and get better with more consistently as spring training goes along. Much better adjustment on that curve.
Yep, good breaking ball right there. 2-2 to count. Nolasco threw only 10 pitches in the first inning. And here's the 2-2. Breaking ball lifted in the air into right center field. Circling under is Mike Trout in right center. He'll gather it in. Easy play, one gone. And Ryan Rayburn, who is a veteran player trying to win a roster spot with the Reds this spring, he'll be the next batter.
Yeah, Terry, for the longest time, pitchers in spring training would really concentrate on fastball command, throwing it for strikes, changeup. You wouldn't necessarily bring your breaking ball into it, probably maybe your 3rd or 4th start out there. But now I'll get in this situation here with the World Baseball Classic, everything kind of sped up a little bit in spring. Pitchers have a better feel for their breaking ball early on as compared to what it used to be as far as this mainly this fastball changeup.
The first delivery, it's in there for strike 1 on Rayburn. He's had 2 hits so far this spring for the Reds, and they've each been home runs, and he takes that one low and outside.
Tell you what, you're seeing some pretty good movement on that sinking fastball from Nolasco so far. A couple ground ball outs in the first inning.
Next pitch, that's lined into center. It's going to fall in for a base hit. One hopper out there to Trout. First hit of the day for the Reds comes with one out in the bottom of the second. And Jesse Winker will be the next batter. Winker is a left-handed batter. He's one of the better hitting prospects in the Red system, outfielder. Hit over 300 last year in the minors. And Winker played most of last year in AAA. A little bit in rookie ball. First pitch on him missed. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Nolasco set. And here's the next pitch. A broken bat bouncer hit on the right side, fielded by Crone. Second for one, relay to first, just late. As Nolasco trying to make the stretch came off the bag right there. The Angels do get the lead runner, Rayburn. And 2 outs in the inning. It'll bring up Dilson Herrera.
That was a lot closer than I thought even to have a chance at. That was a perfect throw from C.J. Crone. Winker off the end of the bat. That's that good two-seam fastball. Crone got himself in very good throwing position. A firm throw to Cliff Pennington. And Pennington, we know that arm strength he has, got rid of it quickly, but Ricky just missed to be able to get that foot on the base. But well done by C.J. Crone and Cliff Pennington.
So here is Herrera, a young player that the Reds like. He's just 23 years old. He's DHing for them. He was in the Mets organization. Spent time in the Reds and Mets system a year ago. And he's having a very good spring for the Reds. Here's the pitch. That's a breaking ball that is low and away. Nolasco is set. And here's the pitch. And another breaking pitch. That one misses for a ball.
Even going back to that ground ball out by Winker, that was a perfect sinker that Nolasco threw. We talked about that in the opening. That had some late movement. As a hitter, you're reading that middle part of the plate. That sink action going down the way off the end of the bat breaks his bat.
There's the next pitch. That one is taken for a ball. Angels have the infield back. Two outs in the inning. Runner on at first. 5-0 Halos. Angels got 5 unearned runs in the top of the second. We're in the bottom of the inning now on the pitch, and that is in there, taken for a strike.
And these are the counts you try to avoid, and Nolasco did a real good job last year, especially with the Angels, of putting himself in pitchers counts instead of hitters counts. Now he's going to have to make a quality pitcher on a 3-1 pitch.
There's a pickoff toss to first. Winker diving back to the bag safely. Nolasco taking a little bit more time with a runner on. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the next delivery. Runner not going, and that is taken for a strike. So a couple strikes now here on Herrera.
Herrera's been pretty patient, not chasing the first 3 pitches that were breaking balls, but takes a couple fastballs. Now Ricky Nolasco has an option. He can go back to a breaking ball, see if he can expand the strike zone, and go back outside with a fastball.
Herrera came to the Reds from the Mets in the Jay Bruce deal last year, and on the 3-2 he takes that one for ball 4. So Nolasco walks his first batter. 2 on for the Reds with 2 outs. Rob Brantley will be the next batter. Brantley played last year AAA in the Mariners organization. He hit .244. Signed a minor league deal with the Cincinnati Reds, trying to win a spot on their roster as a non-roster player. And here's the pitch on the left-handed batter. He takes that one for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Ricky Nolasco takes a peek at second. Here's the next one. Breaking pitch in there called strike. 1-1.
Well, what we're seeing from the strike zone so far today, Terry, is that lower part of the strike zone not being called, the upper part of the strike zone being called. Again, that was something that baseball has been talking about. Reason why they want to see runs being scored. Upper part of the strike zone more susceptible to the long ball. Lower part of the strike zone is going to be ground ball type action, more difficult to score a lot of runs.
Here's the next pitch, and that's a little bit outside. So the next pitch will be the 30th of the day for Nolasco, and it'll be the 20th pitch here in this inning. Here it comes, and that's in there for a called strike.
And Brantley looking back, seeing that upper part of the strike zone being called on that breaking ball.
Seems like Nolasco has thrown a lot of breaking balls in the first 2 innings today.
Yeah, I think, again, as spring training progresses, you want to get a feel for that pitch.
Here's the 2-2. This one is lifted in the air into right field. Should be an easy play to end the inning. Cole Calhoun will gather it in, and that'll do it. So the Reds had a couple runners on base, but they failed to score here in the bottom of the second. The third is coming up. We're in Goodyear today. Angels have a 5-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Third inning here in Goodyear. The Angels sent 9 to the plate. Last inning, 5 of them ended up scoring. Angels had 4 hits in that inning. And so here we go to the third with the Halos up 5-0. Here's the first pitch, and that one is fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. At the plate for the Angels is Danny Espinosa. He led off last inning with a strikeout. Amir Garrett is set, the Reds lefty's next pitch, and that is a called strike.
And another one of those high strikes. One thing that Dave Hansen has been working with Danny Espinosa is as far as kind of trying to shorten up the swing a little bit to make more consistent as far as putting the ball in play. You know, the Angels are a club that consistently put the ball in play last season, taking away that strikeout.
Here's the next pitch that's taken for a ball.
Then you're always in that mix of, do you want to take away that power swing to try to shorten up to make more consistent contact? 24 home runs last year for Danny.
And the next delivery gets a piece of that one, tips it off the catcher's mitt, so stays alive. 1-2. Espinosa struck out 174 times last year. He had 108 hits, so a lot more strikeouts and hits, and certainly a guy hoping to make better contact now as he's in the American League. Here's the next pitch, and that one he takes, and he got him looking, struck him out. So Garrett in the ball game has had 2 strikeouts. They've each come against Espinosa. One away. C.J. Cron will be the next batter. Fans, don't forget to join the Angels for spring training at Tempe Diablo Stadium on March the 24th. The Angels will host the Seattle Mariners. Fans will enjoy a post-game concert by Gavin DeGraw. You can visit angels.com/promotions to purchase your tickets today.
It's a fantastic day at the ballpark. Game and then a concert.
That is, and that's going to be that ball game that is the kind of late afternoon, early evening start. So we'll be playing some of that game under the lights at Tempe Diablo.
And pitchers will be raising their hand to be able to pitch in that way. That 5 o'clock shadow. They love those first few innings.
Here's the next pitch. That's right in there for a called strike. And ball game on the 24th. We were just alluding to will start at 5:10 in the afternoon that day, and can't tell you for sure when the last time the Angels played a game under the lights in Tempe.
I was going to ask you that. I never remember that.
Well, I know it had to be prior to the 2002 season. Here's the pitch. That's drilled into center field. It's by the center fielder and out to the warning track. Going into second and stopping there is C.J. Cron. He has a 1-out double.
It's a perfect
contact there.
Yeah, the highlights we were showing in the opening with C.J. Cron so far in spring, his ability to be able to hit the ball in the gaps, right field and left center field. This is a pretty good fastball. If you're on the mound, you think you located that pitch pretty good. Fastball, firm fastball, but C.J. Cron drives that ball very well to right center field for a double. Allowed that baseball to travel enough and still squared it up.
So the batter now is Ben Revere. He's already had a single and he scored a run. Here's the pitch, and that caught the inside part of the plate. Strike one. Angels got off to the outstanding start in the Cactus League, winning 7 in a row. The Angels were the last team in baseball to lose an exhibition game this spring. But coming into today, the Angels had dropped 3 in a row. Have a healthy lead in the early going in this one, though. Up 5-0 in the third, trying to get some more as Revere fouled one off over by the Reds dugout.
Yeah, a little wake-up call for that dugout. Late swing for Revere right into that dugout.
So Garrett is set, working in his third inning, and a little chopper on the left side. It's stopped by the third baseman Renda, and there's no throw.
You know, once he tried to look C.J. Cron back to the base, there's no way you're going to throw that Ben Revere going down the line. Wise decision at that point to hold on to the baseball. You're better off right away getting rid of that baseball to first base.
So Cron didn't advance. They did look him back to second, but Revere gets an infield hit.
Yeah, once that hesitation, there's no way you're throwing out Ben Revere going down the line. Wise decision to hold on to the baseball, though, after that.
Carlos Perez will be the batter. Perez popped up a bunt try his first time up. Here's the pitch. He takes that one low, blocked by the catcher Brantley. The ball, no strikes. Cliff Pennington, the 9-hole hitter, who's already singled in a run, scored a run. He's waiting on deck. Evan Mitchell has gotten up in the Reds bullpen as Garrett is advancing toward 60 pitches in this game. 1-1 is the count. Here's the next one, and that's high, nowhere close.
One thing you notice sometimes with Amir Garrett, he tries to be too quick, especially at the stretch position, more of a slide step. When you have C.J. Cron at second base, he's not going to be trying to do a straight steal there. You want to gather yourself a little bit more so to work downhill. He's trying to be too quick, and that's why he's been inconsistent of late. That one better.
Here's one that's popped up on the third base side. It's way up there in foul territory, playable, and coming in, making the grab in front of the coaching box is Renda, the third baseman. That's the second out. So Carlos Perez, another pop out.
Just like last time.
Pennington will be the next hitter, and now it looks like the Reds are going to make a pitching change. As coming out to the mound is their manager Brian Price. So that'll be it. 59 pitches, and that will be all for Amir Garrett. We have a break in the action, a pitching change coming up. When we get back, we'll tell you who's coming in for the Reds. Angels still batting with 2 outs, 2 on, up 5-0 here in the third on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Evan Mitchell is the new pitcher for the Reds, and Cliff Pennington will be the batter for the Angels. Fans, don't forget this spring, find your escape route off-road with great deals on a new Jeep. Head into your local Jeep dealer for the Jeep Spring Clearance event. It's going on now. So Mitchell, who was in the minors a year ago, ready for his first pitch of the day. He takes a look at second, and that one a little bit inside. Ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Hit could mean a run. The Angels have them at first and second. Here's the next pitch. Ball sliced into left field. Getting a beat on it, though, and under to make the grab is the left fielder, Winker, and that will end the inning. Pennington is retired, so are the Angels, who leave a couple on base. We are heading now to the bottom of the third. 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the bottom of inning number 3. Ricky Nolasco still out there for the Angels. And the first batter up here for Cincinnati, his first at bat today, is Tony Renda. He's their third baseman. Played in 32 games last year for the Reds. And the first pitch on the right-handed hitter, that's right in there, called strike. Renda is having a very good spring. 9 hits, including a homer. He's hitting over 500. Hit just 183 for the Reds a year ago. Most of the season in the minors. And he takes the next pitch. It evens up the count. 1-1 the count. Peraza and Iribarren will follow for Cincinnati. Here's Nolasco's delivery. That's another breaking ball, and that's in there for a called strike.
Still trying to get consistent feel for that breaking ball to pitch before the front shoulder opened up a little bit quick. And that one stayed inside that one very well and hits the outside corner on a breaking ball.
Here's the next pitch, and he gave him another one, but that's a little bit inside.
So much like hitting. When you're a hitter, you get that front side open up. I mean, leave the outer part of the plate wide open for the pitcher to hit. Same thing as a pitcher. When you fly open like that, your arm drags through it. You're going to elevate the breaking ball, especially as compared to when you keep that front shoulder in.
Here's the delivery, and it's lifted high in the air into right center field. Let's see who's going to call for it. Looks like Cole Calhoun. Trout will peel off. Calhoun will make the grab, and that's the first down. Well, you always hear that from a pitching standpoint in the Cactus League, any exhibition game for that matter, a pitcher will be out there trying to work on stuff. That's not the case when you get to the regular season, but you can clearly see that that is the game plan today here for Nolasco.
Yeah, as you get along further in spring training, you've had your bullpen session, you face live batting practice, you've been in the game now, and all of a sudden it's that feel for that secondary pitch, because unless you're throwing upper 90s, you better have a feel for your secondary pitches, because hitters, no matter how hard you throw, if it's not located perfectly, are going to put a good pass at it. So secondary pitches is something that goes along in the feel as spring training progresses.
There's another breaking ball. It's fouled off. Nolasco will throw a slider and a curveball. And he has a split finger pitch. That's kind of his changeup. And he's been throwing a lot of those secondary pitches, the off-speed pitches here today. He delivers. That was a fastball, and that's taken for a called third strike, and out looking is Peraza.
What a great
polished him off
sequence there against a very good young hitter in Peraza. And Peraza's looking something away, whether it's a fastball or especially a breakable, and he paints the fastball in the inside corner. Great sequence. Good job by Carlos Perez behind the plate. Also, he framed it well, set up a great target, and Nolasco hits it.
So Iribarren is the batter. He grounded out the short his first time up. Lefty swinger, and he takes that one. Strike one. Nolasco pitched nearly 200 innings last year between the Angels and the Twins. There's one that's fouled off on the left side. And although his record ended up being 8-14 last year, he did a nice job for the Angels. And you could argue he might have been the Angels' most reliable starter when the season ended a year ago. He had a very good month of September last year. And there's a grounder just out of the reach of Escobar. It's going to roll on out to Revere, and that's a 2-out hit for Iribarren. So they have a base runner, and Schebler will be the next hitter.
Yeah, when you think about his last 6 starts, we showed that graphic in the opening, 4-2, 1.47 ERA, averaged 7 2/3 innings pitched. So he was getting deep in the games, wasn't wasting a lot of pitches, averaging a little over 13.5 pitches per inning. Reason why, again, went back, we talked about that slider sinker combination. He also will throw that split for his changeup and his slow curveball and that 4-seam fastball to get it inside on hitters also.
Schebler grounded out his first time up and goes after the first pitch, fouls it off right by the
That was a pretty healthy cut on that fastball.
Yep.
When you're a hitter, you're facing a pitcher around the strike zone a lot, you're going to be more aggressive on the first pitch.
So the count, 0-1. And here's the next delivery. That's a little bit low. Angels leading the Reds 5-0. We're in the bottom of the third here in Goodyear. Weather starting to warm up in the valley. Bright sunshine today in the pitch, and checking the swing on that one, and going around on it is Schebler. It's now a 1-2 count.
Yeah, that's a solid off-speed pitch there from Nolasco.
Angels have the shift on the right side. 3 infielders there. Just Escobar on the left side, and the next delivery, that's a breaking ball that missed. Curveball.
Yeah, you see the frustration as Ricky Nolasco threw that one. He knew that he didn't stay back long enough and stayed a little bit longer on the pitching rubber to make sure he finished working downhill to snap that breaking ball in the strike zone.
Nolasco nearing 50 pitches. Here's the next one. That's a sinker. It's low and inside. So it's a full count. He's walked 1 so far today. He's struck out 1, and he's given up 2 hits but no runs. Kivlahan would be up next. He's waiting on deck. Full count here on Schebler. And the payoff, runner on the move. It's a ball skied in the air, not far from the mound. Coming over is the third baseman Escobar, and right behind the pitcher's rubber. He makes the catch on that one. The Angels' third baseman. The inning is over. No runs, a hit, an error, and they leave their third runner on base. Fourth inning is right around the corner. It's 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Escobar, the first batter up for the Angels. Top of the fourth we go. 5-0 Halos. Here's the first pitch from Mitchell, and that one from the Reds reliever missed for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch. Unell takes low and outside for a ball. Mitchell is a young pitcher in the Reds system. Soon to be 25 years old. And last year he pitched in A and AA for them. He's yet to appear in a major league game. Here's the next pitch. Chopped on the third base side. Charging is Renda. Throws on the run and gets it to first in time. Pretty good play by the third baseman. He had a charge and throw and gets Escobar for the first out.
Yeah, he was able to get the hand underneath the baseball. All in one throwing motion was outstanding play.
Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
Call.
Terry Smith along with Mark Gubison, our producer engineer Jorge Sevilla. We're with you today from Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona. We'll be back here tomorrow when the Angels face the AL champion Cleveland Indians. They share this facility with the Reds, the two Ohio teams in the majors sharing this spring training site.
A state that you're very familiar with.
Yes,
Terry Smith.
That's correct.
The Ohio State.
There's a pitch that is in there for a called strike. Cole Calhoun today having a nice day. He's scored a run. He's driven in 2. He's 1 for 2 at the plate.
That was an outstanding at bat. His last good swing from Cole going to left center field against a tough lefty in Amir Garrett.
There's one that's way outside. It misses for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mitchell got the final out last inning. Amir Garrett, their starter, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, but all unearned in 2 2/3 innings. Next pitch, Calhoun tips it foul back behind home.
Yeah, so when you look at it, it's no earned runs. We had this thing we were talking about in between innings. We were in the minor leagues with Kansas City. If you had a large number of unearned runs under your belt, you did not move up to that next level. Reason why they thought was that you kind of let down when a mistake was made, whether it was by yourself as it was with Garrett or one of your teammates in the field. So a lot of unearned runs tells the organization and your manager you just haven't concentrated to get through that inning after a mistake made.
Here's the pitch that Cole Calhoun goes after, swings and misses it, struck him out, and that'll be the second out in the inning. Calling all Angel fans and runners, join us on April the 22nd for the Angels 5K and Family Fun Run. It's presented by St. Joseph Hoag Health. Participants get a t-shirt, a medal, and a ticket voucher for a select 2017 home game. Proceeds benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. Here's Mike Trout with 2 outs, no one on in the 4th. Angels up 5-0, and first pitch, Trout takes for a strike. Mike's having a good ball game, 2 for 2, single and an RBI triple.
Yeah, back-to-back real good swings with Cole Calhoun and Mike Trout both going the opposite way for doubles.
Next pitch, and that's a pretty good fastball taken for a strike. So Trout down 0-2.
A real good article just the other day about Mike Trout, ex-teammates Howie Kendrick and Cesar Ramos talking about him in Philadelphia, how great of a teammate Trout is.
Here he bounces one on the right side. It's scooped up by Rayburn. He will solo to the bag. Trout and the Angels are retired in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the inning is coming up. It's a 5-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels will make a pitching change as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. So Ricky Nolasco's day is over. Did a nice job in his second start this spring for the Halos. 3 scoreless innings. He gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 1. And Austin Adams, who the Angels acquired last month from the Cleveland Indians, will get ready to work. This will be his 4th appearance so far this spring. 3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits and 2 earned runs. Adams familiar with this ballpark, as it is also the spring training home for Cleveland, and he had been with the Indians organization. First delivery by him. It's lined into center field, and Trout comes in to make the grab on that one. Kiblahan is retired on the liner to the Angels center fielder. 1 pitch, 1 quick out.
And a good read off the bat by Trout in center field. Adams with a good fastball. He can rush it up there 94 to 98 with his fastball and slider changeup.
So here's Rayburn, who got a base hit his first at bat. And here's the pitch. That's a little bit low and inside for ball 1. Angels have the infield back. Outfield shaded a little bit the opposite way. There's a pitch low and outside. Adams trying to get on the radar screen as far as the Angels are concerned. He's only been in the organization here for about a month, and the pitch, that one missed ball 3. It's 3-0.
Well, if you're a reliever, you got to put up some numbers on here, because the chance of making the roster increase because the number of your starters are going to be on pitch counts and innings. You know, keep an eye on their innings pitched during the season, so the bullpen becomes even more important for the club.
There's a pitch. It's way inside, a fastball on a 3-0, so he walks him on 4. Rayburn is aboard, and Jesse Winker, who reached on the fielder's choice, will be the next batter. Mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Albert Pujols is slated to play for the Angels Friday. Get probably 2 at-bats against the Padres. That game will be at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Luis Valbueno has been bothered by a little bit of a leg issue. Should be back this weekend after missing a few games now. JC Ramirez is going to start that game Friday against San Diego. That would have been Tyler Skagg's spot in the rotation, but the Angels are going to push him back a little bit. He's slated to throw a bullpen session on Saturday. He's having some left shoulder issues. Angels are not overly concerned about it, but they are going to push him back at least a few days. Here's the pitch, cut and a miss.
Yeah, it was good seeing Tyler playing catch today too. It's more of a, because of still the length of time we have here in spring training to get ready for the season, that you want to make sure you're a little bit more cautious than normal, especially this time of spring. Later in the spring it's a little bit different, but it is plenty of time to get that arm strength and get enough innings pitched.
There's a ball bounced on the right side. Crone goes to second, relay back to first, and the Angels will turn a double play. So the Angels have had a chance to do that a couple of times now and do convert on that one. That'll be a 3-6-3 inning-ending double play, and a quick inning for Austin Adams here in his first inning of relief. 5th inning is next, and right now it's 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. bring in their third pitcher of the day, Drew Storen, who is trying to win a spot in the Reds bullpen. Veteran reliever will take over. Evan Mitchell worked the inning in the third. He did not allow any hits, retired all 4 batters that he faced, and had a strikeout, gave up no runs. So Storen will take over, and he's had 2 appearances this spring, and he has really struggled. His first delivery, that one is fouled off by Maben on the right side, and the count 0-1.
Yeah, Storen, not overpowering fastballs, around 89, 93 range slider, very good changeup.
Reds signed him to a 1-year deal this offseason. And here's the pitch. That one pitch that misses for a ball. Storen was with Toronto and Seattle last year, and his ERA last season was over 5. Here's the next pitch, and checking on that one, taking that pitch for a strike is Maben. So
yeah, as a hitter, you have to stay back, especially when Storen's going to throw the ball. He has that slight hesitation in his delivery with his leg kick. So you have to stay back and just track the baseball.
Counts 1-2, and the next pitch, that's low and away. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Storen in an inning and 2/3 so far this spring. 6 hits, 2 of them homers, 2 walks, and 8 earned runs. So
that's a few earnings.
That's
well, you're trying to get them out of the way, I guess, early where they don't count.
That'll get you ERA of over 43 right there. And the next pitch, that's fouled off on the left side.
Well, Justin Verlander had an interesting tweet about spring training numbers, and don't get too excited or too down when you have a bad game, because it doesn't count. It's spring training. You're just trying to get yourself prepared for the regular season. I know you're big on that Twitter world there, Terry.
I think you've gotten into that quite a bit here in recent years. And here's the next delivery. That's a breaking ball that's lifted in the air down the right side, and that one is pushing back to the seats and out of play. So it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck for the Angels, Danny Espinosa. Maben still bidding for his first hit this spring, is tied up on that one, and he got him, struck him out, worked him inside and up and in. That'll be the first out here in the Angels' 5th inning, and Espinosa will be the next batter. Fans, don't forget, if you have a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $8 per seat. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups for more details. Here's Storen's pitch, and that fastball missed outside. Drew Storen has had 98 saves in his major league career. 43 of them came back in the 2011 season when he was with the Washington Nationals. Here's the pitch, and that's a breaking ball inside. He had some shoulder issues last year. He'll turn 30 years old later on this summer. Here's his next pitch. Chopped foul over on the first base side. Storen has a little bit of hesitation in that delivery of his.
Well, it's very difficult for a hitter. You got to make sure you don't worry about the legs and the glove. You just try to track the baseball out of his hand. That's why you use that batter's eye out in dead center field to be able to track the baseball out of the hand, more so than all the other action before he delivers the baseball.
So he's ready with the next pitch, and the 2-1, and that is inside. 3-1 is the count. This matchup here, Espinosa and Storen, former teammates with the Washington Nationals. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled back to the screen, so the count full on Danny.
A real good swing on a 3-1 pitch. Pretty surprised if he got another fastball here now. Storing with a very good changeup.
So full count. Storen is ready. And here's the next pitch. That's drilled into right field. It's going to fall in front of the right fielder Kivlahan for a 1-out hit. So Espinosa is on for the first time today. And we'll see what C.J. Cron can do. He's been on base a couple of times today.
That's a good swing from Espinosa, especially the first 2 at-bats batting from the right side, where generally in his career his batting average much better from that side. Left side a little bit lower. Good swing there on a 3-2 pitch.
Angels have a 1-out base runner. And here's Cron, who has actually stolen home in today's ball game. Here's the pitch. And he takes that one for a strike. It's not like
super fast.
That's what I was going to say. It wasn't like all of a sudden out of nowhere he's gotten this blazing speed, but it was a double steal the Angels executed.
Well, he was involved in one the other day too. He was one at first base.
Yep. Today's he was the runner who scored from third. Here's the pitch, and he checks the swing on the appeal. They say he was holding. Drew Storen is from Indianapolis, the Reds reliever. His dad, Mark, is a longtime media personality in the Indianapolis area.
I did quite a few shows with him over the years.
On Sirius XM?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Here's one that's cut on and missed. One ball, 2 strikes. Infield is playing it back. Double play depth. Here's the next pitch. There's a shot caught by the third baseman. The throw back to first. Doubles off the base runner Espinosa. He went diving back to first, but the throw just nipped him. And that'll be an inning-ending double play. That'll do it for the Angels here in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th is right around the corner. It's still 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels will make a pitching change as we get set to move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Halos up 5-0. Angels with the 5 runs and 8 hits today. And as far as the Reds so far in this ball game, no runs, and they've had 2 hits. Mike Morin is the new pitcher. He replaces Austin Adams, who had a hitless and scoreless inning with a walk in the bottom of the 4th. And for Morin, who is pitcher number 3 of the day for the Angels, this appearance is going to be his 3rd this spring. 2 innings of work. He's allowed 4 hits and 1 earned run.
So important for Mike Morin to establish his fastball. His changeup, his best pitch, but it has to be set up by a good fastball, located fastball. Will go along with his slider also.
Facing Dilson Herrera, and the count's even on him now. It's 1-1. Herrera walked his first time up. Right-handed hitter, and here's the next pitch. A big cut and a miss. 1-2 the count. Mike Morin certainly in the mix for a bullpen spot for the Angels. It'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out by the end of spring training. There's a breaking ball. It's lifted high in the air in left field. It's hanging up for Ben Revere. He is under, and he'll squeeze that one for the out. 1 away.
That's a pretty good indication of how well he can get hitters out in front with his changeup if he set him up with his fastball first. He was way out in front of the changeup off the end of the bat. Routine fly ball to left field, all set up by the fact that Mike Morin was able to throw his fastball in that sequence for strikes.
So here is Rob Brantley, Reds catcher today. He flied out to Cole Calhoun back in the bottom of the 2nd, and here's the pitch. First pitch fastball right in there for a called strike. Morin is set. Here's the next one, and he took something off that pitch, cut on and miss. The Angels certainly hoping Morin bounces back to that form that we saw out of him in 2014, and he had a sub-3 ERA that year and 60 relief appearances. Last couple of seasons, not quite the same results. Here's one that's swinging a ball that is going to hit the ground. Down on strikes is Brantley as Perez scooped it out of the dirt. Fires the first to complete the strikeout, and that's the 2nd out.
Yeah, another excellent changeup from Mike Morin. This one, that one, it fades away from a left-handed batter. He'll throw 2 different types of changeups. He'll throw one to a cut action to a right-handed batter, and that one fades and sinks away to a left-handed batter. That was an excellent one after getting ahead of the count again.
Tony Renda is the batter. Fly out to right, his first at bat. Angels up 5-0, bottom of the 5th, and the pitch. That's right in there. All the runs for the Angels came in the 2nd inning. They were all unearned. The starting pitcher for Cincinnati, Amir Garrett, hurt his own cause in that inning with a costly error, which opened up the gates for the Angels, who took advantage, scoring 5 unearned runs. And the pitch that's low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Good off-speed pitch right there. 1-2 the count. This Goodyear Ballpark, it's located right off the Interstate 10. A couple miles off the interstate. Of course, the 10, the road you'd be coming to Phoenix from Southern California. And the pitch. There's a liner right at the shortstop. Pennington catches it waist high, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for Morin. We're headed to the 6th. 5-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Reds will make a pitching change as we hit to the top of the 6th inning. They have a right-hander, Austin Bryce, who takes over for Drew Storen. Storen had a scoreless 5th inning against the Angels. Did give up a hit, struck out 1. And now Bryce will be taking over. Spent some time with the Marlins last year. 15 games, 0-1 record, 7.07 earned run average. So here's Ben Revere to greet him. First batter up. We start the 6th, 5-0 Angels, and the first pitch he's checking on that one. That pitch in there for a strike. Bryce working from the stretch, and the next pitch, flare into left. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Revere is 3 for 3 today. He keeps up his hot hitting. He's had 8 hits now and 16 times up this spring.
Yeah, you see how comfortable he is with his swing right now. That baseball was a well-thrown baseball, lower part of the strike zone, but he stayed back on it, served it in the left field. When a hitter's seeing the ball well, he can allow that baseball to get a little bit deeper in the strike zone. Better opportunity to hit the ball because it's further away than it would be the front part of the plate. And that's exactly what he did.
So Ben Revere is going to be lifted for a pinch runner. And that looks like Eric Young Jr. over there now at first base. Here's the pitch, and that's a pitch a little bit low for a ball. Bryce came over to the Reds in a deal during the offseason. And that was a trade where Dan Straley got sent over to the Marlins, part of 3 players that the Reds obtained in that deal. There's a pickoff toss to first, and Young gets back.
Yeah, with Perez at the plate and Young Jr. speed at first, so you expect some type of action here for the Angels. Perez handles the bat well.
Another toss over there by the big right-hander, Austin Bryce. Goes about 6'4", 235-pounder. And once again, a toss over to first base. So he's really paying attention there to the speedy Eric Young Jr. Bryce ready. Here's the pitch, and that's inside.
It's amazing. This is with the thought and the threat of a stolen base. It forces a pitcher to be quicker to the plate, more difficult to be consistent in the strike zone, but also you will elevate more pitches because you're doing a slide step and trying to be quicker.
Young has a good size lead. There he goes. The pitch is low. Throw to second base, and safe, a stolen base. The Angels have really been running today and have been successful.
An element that Mike Scioscia has not had for a number of years. More stays in the station, relying on the long ball. Will always be consistent as far as going first or third, but that threat of a stolen base definitely prevalent in this team we've seen right now here in spring training.
So a base hit here could mean a run, and the pitch that's way low and outside, and that is a 4-pitch walk. So Carlos Perez will trot to first base. Cliff Pennington will be the next batter. Catcher Brantley went out, had a word with Bryce. Pennington today an RBI hit. He's also scored a run in his 2 times up.
Long look down to third base of Ron Renicky.
And Pennington had stepped in the box, now backs out, and he wants to make sure he's on the same page here. Now everyone is set, and he's around the bunt, drops one down on the third base side. The pitcher off the mound falls down fielding. It can't get anything on the throw, and that's going to be a bunt single, and now the bases are loaded. That was a good bunt right there by Pennington.
Yeah, if you want to ever watch at home to see exactly what you're supposed to do when you're asked to square around and sacrifice bunt, that's exactly what Cliff Pennington did. He got that bunt down, forced the pitcher to field that baseball. Obviously, you want to make sure the third baseman has a chance to field it, but pitcher fields it, falls down, gets credit with an infield bunt hit. He's playing catch with the bat, puts it down perfectly.
So Pennington, after getting that bunt hit, has been lifted for pinch runner. Ray Navarro will take over as the runner over there at first base. The Angels have them loaded, looking to really break this game open now. Up 5-0 in the 6th, and the first pitch on Escobar, he was taking that breaking ball, missed for ball 1. Good day for Pennington, who leaves the ball game. He was 2 for 3 with a run batted in. There's a pitch that will back Escobar off the plate right there. 2-0 is the count.
Yeah, he's looking away, especially at the first pitch breaking ball. I figured he's going to try to paint the fastball away. He runs the fastball inside instead. Now, a great hitter's count for a guy that hits the fastball so well, and you know Escobar.
Bryce is set, and the next one, that's a fastball taken for a strike. So Austin Bryce, in his 2 appearances before today's ball game for the Reds, allowing 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks in just 2 innings. So he had struggled in the first 2 appearances, and he's certainly struggling here. Here's the pitch, grounded through the left side for a base hit. 1 run will score, and that'll be it. Everybody moves up 1 base on the RBI hit by Escobar. So the Angels' lead increases to 6-0, and Cole Calhoun will be the next batter. Still the bases loaded and still no outs.
Well, there's been a lot of really good swings in the game for the Angels. We talked about a number of the regulars coming on this trip here to Goodyear. And you've seen some really good swings. Stayed back on that one well, shoots that ball in the hole between short and third, stayed back on it, read it well, tracked it, another base hit.
Escobar is going to be lifted for a pinch runner. Caleb Cowart has taken over as the runner for Escobar over there at third base. Will probably replace him at his position as well. Here's Cole Calhoun batting. This certainly figures to be his final at bat of the day.
And Cole had that real good swing back in his second at bat in the second inning, where he drove the ball very well to left center field.
Calhoun, a 2-run double today. There's a fastball way high and outside, and Bryce is struggling. He's yet to retire at batter, facing his 5th hitter since starting off this inning.
Another one of those counts where you can see some damage being done here by Cole Calhoun, just tracking the ball in his zone to see if he can drive it.
Here's the next pitch. Calhoun chops it foul right near the Angels dugout on the first base side.
And Dave Hansen has to be really happy about some of the swings. A number of the hits today, but it's the opposite field swings we've seen. Cole Calhoun, you saw that pitch right there, going away with it. Same thing with Mike Trout. Pitches away, able to drive the ball down and in. Trout going the other way. So its ability to hit the ball to all fields, especially the other way, makes it very difficult for a pitcher to be successful against a hot hitter.
Here's the next one on call. It's grounded to second. Could be 2. Flip to second 1. Relay to first. It is a double play. The Angels will score another run on it. No RBI for Calhoun, who hits into the twin killing. But Perez scores, and now it's 7-0 Angels, and Mike Trout will be the batter. Trout's had a 2 for 3 day with a run batted in. A 7-0 Angels lead here in the 6th. Last few games the Angels have played in have been lopsided ball games, and this one starting to maybe get out of reach for the Reds today against the Angels. First pitch on Trout. He was taking ball 1-0. There's the next pitch. That's low and outside. Navarro is the runner at third, the only one on right now. 2 outs. See Sherman Johnson in the on-deck circle. If the inning continues, he would be pinch hitting for Maben. Here's the next one on Trout. That's taken for a strike. 1-2.
Killing us, Blue.
Bryce ready. 2-strike pitch on Trout. Low, it hits off the catcher's glove. It was a tough one for him to stop, and breaking from third and scoring easily will be Navarro. It's 8-0. A wild pitch brings in the third run of the inning.
One thing for a pitcher to try to get Trout to expand the strike zone with 2 strikes, he just doesn't do it a whole lot. This is a pretty good breaking ball going down the way off the glove. Brant Lee able to be in could be either a wild pitch or pass ball, but Trout is very selective. Even with 2 strikes, does not expand his strike zone a whole lot.
So it will be a wild pitch on the pitcher Bryson. The next one on Trout. He cuts it a slider. It looked like got him swinging, struck him out to end the inning. But the Angels get 3 more to expand the lead. It's 8-0 Halos as we head to the bottom of the 6th on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels make wholesale changes as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now 8-0 Halos. Blake Parker is the new Angel pitcher, the 4th of the day, and his first pitch, that one is cut on and missed by Peraza for a strike. It's no balls and 1 strike. The Angels infield with a lot of new faces. And here's the pitch. It's fouled back on the right side out of play. Looks like Matt Place is now at first base. Sherman Johnson is the second baseman. Caleb Coward stays in the game, and he is at third base. Nolan Fontana is the shortstop. Ramon Flores in left, Eric Young Jr. in center, Shane Robinson is the right fielder. And the next delivery, that's fouled off on the right side, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Reaching at that one is Peraza. He bloops it down the right field side. It's going to drop foul.
Well, last time out for Peraza, Ricky Alaska threw him a perfect fastball inside. He was ahead of the count, similar to what Parker is on him now. Fastball and froze him.
Parker is set. He's way in front. Here's the 0-2, and that is way low and away for a ball. Blake Parker is replacing Mike Morin. Morin had a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 5th with a strikeout. Did a nice job. And here's the next pitch. That's nubbed on the first base side. It's a fair ball. It's fielded there by Theis. Flips to Parker. And they just get to the bag before Peraza for the out. 3-1 on the ground out. That was a line hugger right up that first base side.
Yeah, you have to worry about hitting the base, the corner of the base, too. Theis did a nice job of staying with that baseball. Good feed. Parker, again, one of those things we talked about earlier where pitchers have been doing this for quite a bit of time in spring training, covering the bag. Anything hit on that right side of the infield over there quickly gets the first out of the inning. Again, going back to Mike Morin, I'll tell you what, his changeup was excellent. So was command of his slider, but all set up by his fastball command.
So Iribarren is the next batter, and the lefty hitter takes for a called strike. This bottom of the 6th inning being brought to you today by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. Rotolo Chevrolet is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them at rotolo.com. That's rotolo.com. An 8-0 Angels lead today here in Goodyear. We're in the bottom of the 6th as the pitch misses low and inside. As Blake Parker works in his first inning in today's ball game. He's appearing in his 4th game this spring. Worked 3 innings, allowing 5 hits and 1 earned run. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. And the next pitch tapped foul over on the first base side. Still waiting to get the official attendance here today at Goodyear Ballpark. The capacity here at this stadium, it's a little bit over 10,000. Here's the next pitch, and that one misses for a ball. They opened up this facility 8 years ago. Mentioned the Reds and Indians share it. We'll see the Indians here tomorrow. The defending AL champion Cleveland Indians. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball lifted into left field. The new left fielder circles under, and that is Ramon Flores to gather it in for the 2nd out.
Well, I remember all my time down in Florida in spring training, Grapefruit League. Yeah, Cincinnati and Plant City down in Florida. Winter Haven for Cleveland. We're both coming out here to Arizona to share the same ballpark here in Goodyear.
Yep.
They had that strawberry festival down there in Plant City where the traffic was incredibly bad.
I never knew that.
Yes. That's your little nugget for the day, Terry.
Yeah, nothing like a good fresh strawberry.
Yes.
There's a pitch in there for a called strike. Schebler is the batter. He's gone 0 for 2 today. The Reds have had only 2 hits, a pair of singles, and that has been it for their offense. Angels have the right side shift on. The next pitch, it's grounded on the right side, and the ball is scooped up by Fontana. That'll go down as a Ground out to the shortstop, playing on the right side of the infield, and a solid inning for Blake Parker. He sets him down cleanly here in the 6th. Move to the 7th inning. It's an 8-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels will be batting shortly here when we get the 7th inning going. Angels have 8 runs on 11 hits. The Reds have no runs on 2 hits. And the Reds have kind of taken everybody out, we believe, as far as their lineup now and their defensive scheme. They have a new pitcher. Wandy Peralta takes over for Austin Bryce. Angels scored the 3 runs against Bryce last inning. He also gave up 3 hits. All the runs were earned. He ended up walking 1, struck out 1, and gave up a wild pitch. So Peralta is the new pitcher. The new catcher is Stuart Turner. They also have a new shortstop in the ball game, and taking over for the Reds at that position is Zach Vinci. They have a new first baseman in the game, and that is Walker, where Christian Walker is the new double check on that one as far as the first baseman is concerned. That one is fouled back, and the count's 0-1, and Ryan Lamar is the batter for the Angels here, as he is hitting for Cameron Maben. Maben went 0 for 3 today. Still looking for his first hit this spring, Cam Maben. Here's the next one on Lamar from the lefty Peralta, and that one pitch in there for a strike. Let's pause for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Two and 2 now, the count here on Lamar. Terry Smith along with Mark Ubasan, our producer engineer Jorge Sevilla. We start things off in the 7th with the Angels up 8-0, and the next pitch, that's inside, so it's a full count. Chad Wallach is now the new first baseman for Cincinnati. He's also a guy who can do some catching, and there's one bounced on the right side. That's going to be a pinch hit for Lamar, so he singles. Angels start the inning off here in the 7th with a pinch hit single. And the next batter is Shane Robinson. This will be his first at bat of the day. Robinson hitting out of Danny Espinosa's spot. Danny was 1 for 3. Here's the pitch, and that is taken for a called strike.
Throughout the game so far for the Angels, a lot of really good at bats. Mentioned the 8-run score, but 12 hits, using the whole field so well.
There's a toss over to first base. Diving back to the bag goes Lamar. He has good speed, but with the Angels up by an 8-0 score, you wouldn't think he would be trying to steal. Brandon Dixon is the new second baseman for Cincinnati as the pitch is fouled off on the left side. They have a new third baseman in the game, Arizmendi Alcantara. And they've changed up their outfield as well. We'll get to that in just a moment. Peralta's next pitch misses low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Philip Irvin is the new left fielder. They also have a new center fielder in the game. And the pitch. This is a high pop that is foul. Backing out of play back behind the plate. Gabriel Guerrero has taken over in center field for Scheffler. And they also have a right fielder, new right fielder. That is Aristides Aquino. So
you got it all covered out there.
I think that completely takes care of all the changes. Here's the next pitch. That's grounded sharply, just foul, off the bat of Shane Robinson. Robinson came into that game, what was it, against the Cubs the other day, and ended up with 3 hits. Came off the bench. Left-hander Peralta's next pitch, and that one's lifted foul down the right side. That's going to get back and out of play. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes as Peralta pitches. This appearance for him is 4th this spring for the Reds, and he's allowed 1 run in 3 innings with 4 strikeouts in those 3 innings so far this spring. Toss over to first. Lamar dives back to the bag in time. We'll check out some action in just a moment as far as the Cactus League and the Grapefruit League here on this Wednesday. And this one, all Angels up 8-0 here in the 7th. Here's the pitch, and that's low. The ball got away from the catcher, breaking for second and getting thrown out. At second base is Lamar. It was a good job by the new catcher, Stuart Turner. He had to chase that ball to the left of the batter's circle and ends up getting Lamar for out number 1.
Yeah, perfect throw to get Lamar. I thought Lamar read that one well in the dirt to try to advance into scoring position, but Turner, perfect throw right into the slide of Lamar to be able to get him out at second base. Perfect throw.
And the next delivery on Shane Robinson. He takes that 2-strike pitch for a called 3rd strike. Got him looking. So 2 are gone now with nobody on base. And the Angels will have Matt Thaiss bat in C.J. Cron's spot. He replaced him at first base. C.J. today was 1 for 3. 1 hit was a double. First one on Thaiss he's taking, and the first delivery misses ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Thaiss in the brief at bats he's had this spring, making the most of them. 5 for 10 with a run batted in. There's a pitch that He chases for a strike. 1-1 to count.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good idea of the strike zone so far. Although on that swing right there on the breaking ball, anticipating a fastball, 1-0, got a breaking ball instead.
Final line on Bryce.
Next delivery misses. He was taking for a ball.
3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Peralta facing the Angels here in the 7th, his first inning of work, and the next pitch, it's popped up on the third base side, playable, not far from the bag over there on the dirt on the left side is Alcantara, the new third baseman. He'll make the grab, and that's how the inning will end. Angels are retired here in the 7th inning stretch time in Goodyear, and the Angels have a sizable lead in this one. It's 8-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels have a new battery. The new pitcher is Justin Miller. The new catcher is Jose Burseño. And we get ready to go to the bottom of the 7th. 8-0 Angels on top. Here's the first pitch. Miller comes in with the fastball, and the pitch is fouled back behind the plate. The batter batting for the first time is the new right fielder Aquino. Aristides Aquino, and he's out of the cleanup spot for them. It was occupied by Kiblahan, who was 0 for 2. Here's the next pitch. That's a slider. It looked like it just missed for a ball.
That's a pretty good slider. Late action to it. Just a little bit off the outside corner for Miller.
Miller is ready, and the next pitch. It's lifted in the air on the left side of the infield. Fontana, the shortstop, is shading the eyes and makes the catch on that one. He kind of crouched down as that ball was dropping his way, but makes the grab, and that's the first out. Justin Miller replacing Blake Parker, who had a 1-2-3 inning for the Angels in the bottom of the 6th. Angels pitching has been really good today. The Reds have had only 2 hits, a pair of singles, no runs. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the right side. Out of play. As Miller goes for the Angels in this ball game. The last time we saw him on the mound for the Angels, he got hit around a little bit. Beck gave up 6 hits and 4 runs in a third of an inning. That was the game over the weekend against the White Sox on Saturday. There's one fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. Chad Wallach.
His dad was a pretty good baseball player, don't you think?
Yes, he was. Yeah. He's on Don Mattingly's staff with the Marlins. Angels will play the Florida Marlins this year in interleague play.
Yeah, I would think at some point Tim's going to get that opportunity to be a major league manager.
He has interviewed for some openings in the past, and the pitch, a little pop that is going to drop in front of the second baseman Sherman Johnson. He'll field it on one hop, and he throws out the batter Chad Wallach for the out. 2 up, 2 away. While we have a chance, let's run down the rest of the scores around the exhibition circuit today. Brewers split squad leading the Dodgers 7-1. That's in the 6th inning. The other Brewers split squad leading the White Sox 3-1 in the 7th. The Indians and Mariners will play a night game here in Arizona later tonight. Philip Irvin is the batter. This is his first at bat, and he goes after the first pitch and lifts that one foul over on the right side. That's going to get back and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Irvin is batting out a Winker spot, and Jesse Winker went 0 for 2. Rest of the action as far as the Cactus League today. Some teams were off, and some are playing some WBC teams today. The Giants are trailing Puerto Rico 2-1 in the 7th. Royals are trailing Venezuela 7-0 in the 6th. And the D-backs are up 4-2 against Mexico in the 5th inning. All of those WBC teams prepping for the World Baseball Classic. As far as games in the Grapefruit League in Florida, Astros all over the Mets 12-2. Braves beat the Phillies 3-2. Orioles over the Blue Jays 6-4. Cards beat the Nationals 9-3. Mets split squad over the Red Sox 8-7. Also, the Rays will be playing Columbia tonight. The Twins will be playing Team USA. Yankees beat Canada 10-4, and the Dominican Republic beat the Pittsburgh Pirates today 10-6. Also, one game still going on here in Arizona today, and that is the A's and Team Italy, and it is 6-0 Oakland in the 6th inning.
You mentioned the Astros. They're in a new facility down there in Florida too. They're no longer in Kissimmee.
Yeah, I think they're in the Palm Beaches.
Yes.
Here's the pitch. That's popped on the right side, backing out of play. So the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Irvin. You're just tuning in or rejoining us. The Angels up 8-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Angels scored 5 unearned runs in the 2nd inning, top of the 2nd today, and then got 3 more runs later on in the ball game in the 6th. And here's Irvin slashing one into center field for a base hit. He'll make a big turn at first base. Young gets the ball back to the infield, and a 2-out hit, just the 3rd hit of the day for Cincinnati.
An impressive all-around game for the Angels today against the Reds here at Goodyear Ballpark. The offense has been very good. Some good bats throughout, 1 through 9. Then Revere, another big game himself. Mike Trout, Cole Calhoun, C.J. Cron, Cliff Pennington. Some good swings. Escobar doing his usual, getting his base hit. Got on base a couple times. Making Velasco very, very solid in his 3 innings today. Bullpen been very, very good also.
So the batter is Christian Walker. He's hitting out of the DH spot and fouls that one back and hits the deck in the process. He lost his balance. He took such a hard swing at that pitch.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to go the other way for a single, don't you think?
Yeah, he was trying to hit that one out to the I-10. Real big swing there.
Now you're loose after that swing.
Miller is set. Next delivery fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. You mentioned the last time we saw Miller, he had that rough relief appearance against the White Sox. This is his 4th appearance so far this spring, and 2 1/3 innings coming into today. He had given up 7 hits, 4 runs, including a homer. No walks or strikeouts for him. Spent time last year with the Rockies. Here's the next delivery, and that one is waved at and missed. That was a good-looking slider, and that is going to end things here for the Reds as Walker strikes out. No runs, a hit, no errors. They leave one. 8th inning is coming up, and it's all Angels today here in Goodyear. Halos up 8-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Here in the 8th inning, at the plate, cutting and missing the first pitch, is Eric Young. This is his first at bat in the ball game. He came in as a pinch runner for Ben Revere, and the next delivery takes that one low. The pitcher is still Wandy Peralta, left-hander. And here's his next pitch. That's a swing and a miss. So the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Peralta's shown a pretty good fastball, but also decent changeup and breaking ball.
Got into 10 games for the Reds last year, and there's a swing and a miss, and he polishes off Eric Young Jr. So that's his 2nd strikeout since coming into the ball game last inning.
Saw a couple pitches inside on the inside part of the plate that strikeouts, whether it be called or swinging. That lost star to be able to pitch inside effectively and still hit the strike zone. That was a perfect pitch.
Briseño will be the batter. This is his first time up. He took over for Carlos Perez, and he's batting out of his number 8 spot. Carlos was 0 for 2 today. First one on Briseño. He takes for a ball to count 1-0. And the next delivery, it's fouled off over on the left side. Angels have really been impressed with the way Briseño has worked behind the plate. He looks like a real good catch and throw guy. Pitchers like pitching to him. And we'll just see if the offense comes around. The pitch, he rips that one fair down the left side. And that ball ricochets off the side wall. He's going to gamble and go for 2, and he beats the throw. The throw sailed over the second base bag. Briseño has a 1-out double, and the hits keep coming.
A nice swing there on that one. He's able to turn on that pitch on the inner half of the plate. Briseño drove that one right down the line off that short little wall, but carry him right back. The left fielder. And Irvin had a chance. He's got a strong throwing arm, but it was a high throw to second base.
So that's his 3rd hit and only 6 at bats this spring for the Angels. So in the hitting department, Briseño has done a good job in very limited spring at bats. Here's Ray Navarro getting ready to bat. And the pitch, he took a cut at that one and misses it for strike 1.
Boy, so far just talking to a number of pitchers down here in camp, they like throwing to all the catchers. Very solid defensive catchers in this camp for the Angels.
Seen Martin Maldonado throw out some base runners. Here's a ball chopped to 3rd. 1 play first. The throw is in time, and Navarro is retired. And on that play, Briseño remains at 2nd. So that's a 2nd out, 5-3 on the ground out. And Caleb Cowart is going to be stepping up. And let's see what the Reds are going to do here. If they're going to make a pitching change. It looks like they are. So with 2 outs here in the 8th, they'll go to the bullpen. That'll do it for Peralta. He did a nice job for them. We have a break in the action, a pitching change for the Reds here in the 8th. We'll take a break with the Angels up 8-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Reds, a pitcher who was in the Angels camp this time a year ago, Lucas Litke, lefty, 6'4", 205-pounder, and he pitched at AAA Salt Lake last year. Never appeared in any action for the Angels, and the first delivery on Cowart. Those two were teammates last year at AAA Salt Lake. It is a pitch that he takes for a ball, 1-0. Litke has pitched in the majors in the past with the Seattle Mariners going back to the 2012 season. Here's his next delivery, and that one misses high, a fastball. He'll throw a fastball, slider, curve, and changeup. He has seen some action for the Reds so far this spring, and this is his 4th appearance. He's given up 3 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Walks have been a problem for him, 4 walks so far this spring.
And behind the count here, 2-0. A couple elevated fastballs.
And there's a fastball taken on the outside corner. That's a called strike. Litke mentioned 6'4", so he's a tall lefty.
Cincinnati has quite a few tall pitchers. We were talking to Jeff Brantley before the game, who former major leaguer, does the game with the Cincinnati Reds. Just talking about how many tall pitchers they have in this staff.
Yeah.
Started out with Amir Garrett, the starter.
6'5". Litke overall is pitcher number 6 of the day for the Reds. Coward awaits the next one, and here it comes. He chops it sharply on the third base side, smothered though by Alcantara. His throw is in time to first, and the inning is over. That was a nice play by Arizmendi Alcantara, the third baseman. 5-3, the ground out win the Angels inning. No runs, a double in the inning by Briseño. That was the only hit, and he is left on base. Bottom of the 8th is next. Still 8-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels have an 8-0 lead. And the Angels will go to the bullpen and bring in one of their pitchers from minor league camp who made the trip here to Goodyear today. And his name is, well, let's double check on who is in the ball game. That one is fouled back behind the plate, and the count is 0-1. Angels have brought 2 number 81s here today, and this is Eduardo Paredes, and here's one that's chopped on the right side, and that one is going to be handled cleanly by Sherman Johnson for the out.
So sharp breaking ball from Paredes to get a ground ball.
And the other number 81 the Angels have brought is Blaine Weller, but this is definitely Paredes who is on the hill, and we have seen him a couple of times so far this spring. 3rd appearance now for him. Yeah, when you have those dual numbers there, that can be a few moving parts here in the booth.
A little bit of a change-up.
That's a little bit of a loop. It sure is. We have the right one, though.
Yep.
And Alcantara is the batter. And the first pitch was in there on him for strike 1. Here's the next delivery. That's a little bit low. It misses for a ball. One ball, one strike, the count. Paredes ready, and the next pitch. This is chopped on the left side. Easy play for Cowart, and his throw is in time to get Alcantara.
That's a firm throw over the first baseman Cowart. He has a strong throwing arm.
So we'll go to the top of the batting order now. The bottom of the 8th inning. It's being brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. Rotolo Chevrolet, pursuing excellence every day. Visit them at rotolo.com. That's rotolo.com. And batting for the first time this afternoon is Zach Vinci, who has taken over at shortstop for the Reds. Hitting out of Peraza's spot. There's a pitch that is taken, and that one is in there for a strike.
Much more consistent in the strike zone for the pitchers today from the Angels as compared to what we saw on Monday, where there's a lot of pitches out of the strike zone, resulting in quite a few runs against the Chicago Cubs.
There's one foul back on the right side, out of play. Eduardo Paredes, the Angels put him on the 40-man roster in the offseason. He was a guy who did some closing last year in the Angels system, native of Venezuela. Pitched at Inland Empire in AA Arkansas a year ago. And the next delivery, that's low and inside. His fastball is topped out at 98 miles per hour in the past. He also throws a slider and changeup. And here's the next pitch. This is fouled off on the right side. Chasing his Theis, the first baseman, has a play and makes a running catch in foul territory. And that's how the inning will end. So that'll do it for the Reds here in the bottom of the 8th. We are getting set to the 9th inning. It's coming right up, and it's 8-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. First batter for the Angels is Ramon Flores, a lefty-lefty matchup as we start the 9th. Angels with an 8-0 lead. Litke is still pitching for the Reds, and the next delivery, that one pitch taken, it evens up the count 1-1. Fans join the Angels April 7th and 8th for opening weekend. The Angels will take on the Seattle Mariners. Fans in attendance receive a wall calendar courtesy of U.S. Bank while supplies last. And here's the next pitch. It's popped in the air into shallow right center. Circling under and making the grab is Aquino, and that'll be the first out. One away. Nolan Fontana will be the batter. He's hitting out of Mike Trout's number 3 spot. Trout today was 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Angels here in Goodyear tomorrow. That'll be Matt Shoemaker against Josh Tomlin. Friday, the Angels back in Tempe to take on the Padres. J.C. Ramirez against Clayton Richard. And we're expecting Albert Pujols to make his first appearance in the Cactus League in that game on Friday.
Really looking forward to seeing Albert swinging the bat. Saw him running again today, getting ready for that start on Friday.
We could see most of the Angel regulars in that game Friday. So if you're planning on coming out to the Valley from SoCal this weekend, if you're there Friday, you might see a lot of the regulars. And here's a ball that's clobbered deep down the right field side and gone. Boy, Fontana jumped all over that pitch from Litke and drills it out. His first home run this spring. It's 9-0 Angels.
Yeah, that baseball got out in a hurry.
So the lead continues to grow.
Fan happy with the play out there.
Yeah, there aren't too many out there where that ball landed.
That's an impressive swing. Lefty pitcher, lefty batter there in Fontana drives that one out quickly.
At the plate now is Lamar, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Fontana, who hit that home run, he's not a home run hitter per se. Had 3 last year between AA and AAA. But he was all over that pitch from Litke.
Yeah, for all the runs and all the hits so far, that was the first home run.
Yep. Here's the 1-1, and that's a strike on the outside corner. You look at the last 4 Angel games, the scores have been 10-2, 11-3, 13-10, and today 9-0.
But on the good side this time.
Absolutely on the good side. Here's the pitch, and that's high and away. A fastball misses. And that ball game, which was 13-10, the Cubs beating the Angels on Monday, it really wasn't as close as that score would indicate. The Cubs won that one fairly easily. Here's a chopper hit on the third base side. Charging in is Alcantara. That's a nice play on that one to throw out Lamar. That's the second out here in the 9th.
Alcantara's made some really good plays. What a strong throwing arm he has at third base. A couple innings in a row. Outstanding defensive plays coming in on this baseball. See how far back he's playing. Comes in on the baseball, gets rid of it quickly. The transfer and the firm throw to get Lamar at first base. Impressive.
Saw him a little bit last year with the Oakland A's. And the pitch, this is lined right to second. Dixon will hold on. Shane Robinson lines out to end the inning, and that'll do it here in the Angels' 9th. But another run. It was on the one-out solo homer by Nolan Fontana. That was the only hit. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. Angels 3 outs away from wrapping this one up here in Goodyear, up 9-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Angels need 3 outs to wrap this one up. Fans, don't forget to join the Angels all season long. Enjoy post-game Saturday night fireworks shows presented by Wells Fargo. For more info on the Saturday night fireworks, visit angels.com/promotions. New pitcher is Sam Holland, and he is a submariner who's working for the first time this spring and up from minor league camp. First pitch is missed by Dixon for strike 1. This is Brandon Dixon's first at bat today. He's the second baseman now in the ball game for the Reds. And the next delivery he's taking that pitch that missed for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the delivery, and it's popped in the air into right center field. Backpedaling a bit under and out on near the warning track. Making the catch on that one is Eric Young. Boy, that ball just kept carrying and carrying, and Young just kept backpedaling and backpedaling, and he makes the grab. Wind has picked up a little bit right now. We pretty much had no wind at all today, but those flags are blowing straight out exactly where that ball was hit and got caught in the jet stream and carried a bit, but out number 1. So here is Guerrero getting ready to bat. This is his first time up today. Gabriel Guerrero took over in center field, and the first pitch from Holland, that one is inside for a ball. Here's the Submariners delivery, and that one is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Holland set, and the next pitch, that one is chopped foul over on the left side. As Sam Holland works for the Angels, he is a right-hander, 6'4", 200-pounder. And he's an Australian. In fact, we thought initially that he was going to be representing Team Australia in the World Baseball Classic. Here's the next pitch. That one is fouled back behind home. And the count on Guerrero is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Holland, as it turned out, was on the initial Team Australia roster, but will not represent his country in the first round of the WBC. Could be added if they want to make some adjustments to their roster if they get to the second round of play. Counts full. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. This is chopped to short. Gobbled up there by Nolan Fontana, and the throw is in time to get Guerrero. So the Reds are down to their final out. They've only had 3 hits today, haven't scored a run. Holland last year pitched at Class A Burlington, and he also spent some time with Inland Empire last season. Here's the next delivery as Aquino bats and fouls one off on the left side out of play. Mentioned earlier, not a real big crowd here today. The official attendance 3,049. 3,049 today for the Reds and Angels. We'll see what it's like here tomorrow when the Angels play at this ballpark against the Cleveland Indians. Here's the next pitch. Cut and a miss. Holland's look good. Submariner. Trying to make it a clean bottom of the ninth, and the next delivery, that one is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the next pitch. That one is waved at and missed. He struck him out, and that's how the inning will end. So nice job by Holland, pitching for the first time in Cactus League action for the Angels. The Australian has a clean bottom of the ninth, and the Angels come away with the victory here today, beating the Cincinnati Reds by the final of 9-0. We'll head down to Mark Gubicza and Angels manager Mike Scioscia in just a moment. Get some of the Angels skipper's thoughts on today's victory here today in Surprise. The Angels had 9 runs on 14 hits. There were no errors. And as far as runners left on base in today's ball game for the Angels stranded just 5. And the Reds today failed to score. They had only 3 hits. They commit 1 error. And Cincinnati in today's ball game leaves a total of 4. The time of the game was 2 hours 41 minutes. And again, today's attendance 3,049. All right, we're going to take you down by the Angels dugout, and standing by with Mark Gubicza is Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Well, thanks, Terry. Mike, today it's a well-rounded game. I mean, the offense, every swing was perfect today.
Yeah, we did a good job offensively. We did a good job, and I think what really impressed us today, though, was what we did on the mound, Gooby. Everybody started from Ricky to guys that followed. Hit their spots. I thought behind the plate, Carlos Perez did a great job today, and those guys just, it's not easy to throw a shutout down here with 3 hits in Arizona, but they did it today.
Yeah, you mentioned Ricky was working on some off-speed pitches, but also his 2-seamer. He was down there consistently all throughout the game. Even Mike Morin threw the ball exceptionally well for you, too.
They all did. I think Ricky's getting that good sinker working also with his breaking pitches. Threw a couple more breaking pitches just to try to get a feel for it, but he's where he needs to be, 3 and 45, and everybody that came in, they were ahead of hitters. They're exactly what we wanted to do. They did it today, and you can contrast it with what we did the last 3 days, and you see where we need to get to.
Yeah, so it's one last thing. We talked about during the game how important that rapport is for the catchers and the pitching staff. They did a great job again today. You mentioned Carlos Perez, but throughout this whole camp, the catchers have been very good and in sync with the pitchers.
They've been great, and as I said, you hate to go back to some negatives, but the last 3 days we had a little issue with some things, but it's a learning process. They work very hard with our pitchers. They both do a great job. Both Maldonado and Perez do a great job with these guys, and for us to reach our goal, we're going to need that.
Well, thanks, Sosa. I appreciate it. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.
All right, Gooby. Thank you.
All right, Terry, back to you, man. A lot of fun here. Great game all the way around. Hitting, pitching, and defense today.
All right, thanks, Mark. And Mark Gubicza will be joined by Alex Curry in just a couple of minutes, and they will have more post-game analysis for you on Angels Live on Fox Sports West. On the radio side, we'll have some more for you when we return as well. Again, the Angels blanked the Reds today 9-0. This is the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.